Praise Empress Gail.
With my palm facing up and looking all content. We didn't quite look like we were holding hands, but at least it kept her paws off my testicles. I clapped my hands after every presentation for the Academy Award for Best Actor. I did a brilliant acting job using method acting, imagining it was Gail and not Camila next to me. And the Oscar goes to Matthew McConaughey. I tilted my head back, acting surprised. Them damn Jesuits. How I wished I didn't win the award. Those Jesuits wanted to make sure I did so they could fill me with Camila before the world. To pacify Camila, I rose and kissed her on the lips before the world, trying to throw her guard off because I planned a surprise for her with my acceptance speech. I imagined I was kissing Gail, so I pulled off a believable performance. That method acting really saved me. Then I left her as soon as I could to embrace Jared Leto, my co-star in Dallas Buyers Club. Then I headed for Leonardo DiCaprio and embraced him. I wanted to get away from Camila quick in case she tried to do something. I trounced up the steps to the podium and hugged the announcer and took the Oscar from her. With my tongue partially out and a big smile, I told myself, now, Matthew, that's Gail out there in the audience and not Camila. Just believe that. And you're swaying your hips not because Camila might ring her bell and make you ejaculate before the world, but because you're imitating your dad dancing, and you always want to keep on living because of him. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to the Academy for this, all 6,000 members. Thank you to the other nominees. I kept swaying my body as I spoke, just in case Camila rang that bell, trying to make me ejaculate before the universe. I could possibly make it look like it was part of my swaying motions if that happened. All these performances were impeccable, in my opinion. I didn't see a false note anywhere. I really didn't want to thank Camila. I had to think of a way to weasel out of this so I could feel like a man and somehow come out on top and defeat that bitch. My mind was schizophrenic up there. I was thinking of trying to protect myself from her bell, but somehow convincing myself that Camila was far away and it was Gail sitting down there by my side. So I'd thank everyone first before I'd thank Camila. I want to thank Jean-Marc Vallée, our director. I kept swaying because I didn't thank Camila first thing and knew I might make her mad and she'd ring that bell. At least I could make it look like the ejaculation was part of the swaying motions. Yeah, this strategy will work, and I'll just keep thanking everyone but Camila for now. The audience roared with applause for Jean-Marc Vallée. I spoke quickly because I wanted to get this over with. I want to thank Jared Leto, Jennifer Garner, who I work with daily. More applause. There's a few things. About 3 things to my account that I need each day. One of them is something to look up to, another is something to look forward to, and another is someone to chase. I paused, prayed to Jesus, help me beat that Camila, Jesus, I prayed to myself. First off, I want to thank God, because that's who I look up to. Yeah, Camila, you want to ring that bell now? I dare that bitch to do it to me after I say this. He's graced my life with opportunities that I know are not of my hand or any other human hand. He has shown me that it's a scientific fact that gratitude reciprocates. In the words of late Charlie Lafton, who said, when you got God, you got a friend, and that friend is you. Yeah, Camila, I'm not the only actor who appreciates God. However, I felt my heart race and knew I better mention Camila soon, or she might ring that bell while I was up there on that stage. But mentioning God, I hoped would intimidate her somewhat. She gonna explode the Oscars after I say that? More applause. To my family. That's who and what I look forward to. Okay, I said something Camila might like. But I wonder if I can just keep it at this and not mention her name. I felt my pulse rate. Would I dare not mention her at all? I saw her in the corner of my eyes, and she was staring me down. Though no one else could see it, I saw that wicked gleam of disgust, that I had not treated her like a queen in my acceptance speech. I kept swaying in case she rang the bell. To my father, who I know is up there right now with a big pot of gumbo. He's got a lemon meringue pie over there. He's probably in his underwear, and he's got a cold can of Miller Lite. He's dancing. I swayed my hips some more to imitate my dad's dancing. At least now I came up with a good excuse for my swaying. To you, Dad, you taught me what it means to be a man. I paused, so grateful to my parents. To my mother, who's here tonight. who taught me and my two older brothers, demanded that we respect ourselves. Yeah, Camilla, I've had enough of your degradation. And what we in turn learn is that when we are better able to respect others, oh, Jesus, help me think of topics that'll make it hard for the Camilla to ring that bell. Thank you for that, Mama. Now, Matthew, when you say Camilla, you mean Gail. Believe it, I spoke quickly. To my wife, Camilla, and my kids, Levi, Vida, Mr. Stone. The courage and significance you give me every day as I go out the door is unparalleled. You are the 4 people in my life that I want to make the most proud of me. I was holding back tears, but the world didn't know they were tears of shame, because I hated to praise that bitch before the world. I couldn't quite convince myself I was really talking about Gail, but the quiver in my voice left and I moved on. Thank you. I took a breath. I didn't want Camilla to be the last mention. That made her too important, and she was a bitch. And to my hero, that's who I chase. Now, when I was 15 years old, I had a very important person in my life come to me and say, "Who's your hero?" I spoke like a torpedo. Damn, I want to get off this stage. I'm as nervous as hell. I said, I don't know. I got to think about it. Give me a couple of weeks. I got to think about it. I came back 2 weeks later. This person comes up and says, "Who's your hero?" I said, I thought about it. You know who it is? It's me in 10 years. So I turned 25 10 years later. That same person comes to me and goes, "So you're a hero." And I was like, not even close. No, no, no. She says, "Why?" I says, "'Cause my hero's me at 35. So you see, every day, every week, every month, every year of my life, my hero's always 10 years away. I'm never going to be my hero. I'm not going to obtain that. I know I'm not. That's just fine with me, because that keeps me with somebody to keep on chasing. So to any of us, whatever those things are, whatever it is we look up to, whatever it is we look forward to, and whoever it is we're chasing, to that I say amen. To that I say, all right, all right, all right. And that I say, just keep living, huh?" The crowd roared in applause, and I put my arm around the announcer, and she and I went down the steps as I headed back to my seat in the audience. I didn't want Camilla to be the only woman I hugged that night on camera. I sat down relieved that Camilla hadn't rung the bell. But Camilla didn't like my speech, 'cause it was too long-winded and played her down like I was ignoring her. So she reached over to my pants zipper and pulled the zipper down and then went over to suck my penis. Yeah, right there, in the auditorium in front of everybody. She was determined to be the star of the show, even if she wasn't the star in my heart. When I tried to pull her head away, she clamped her teeth down hard. It felt like a lightning bolt struck my penis. I leaped out of my chair and sprinted away from her. She didn't bite it off, but I think if I didn't sprint out of that chair, she might have. She took off, chasing after me. I'm sure we looked like a bunch of damn fools, but I was running for my life. I'm sure the Jesuits made sure that none of this got on camera. While I was running, she rang the bell, and I ejaculated, collapsing to the floor. But I righted myself up and plunged forward with her chasing after me. I decided then and there I did my duty and took off, my trophy in my hand. Jesus, no more of this. To hell with the Academy Awards. I called my security team and had them teleport me to Church of Gail. Never again would I win another Academy Award if I could help it. The only Academy Award I want is one for any movie based on Gail's writings. Goodbye, Oscars. I left Camilla behind and heard that my clone took my place after the ceremonies. I didn't care. Camilla rang that bell, and for me to stay with her meant death to all I cared about, which was to be a man. If she wanted to blow up the Oscars now, I wouldn't be there, and the Oscars and that damn woman could go to hell. I'd been degraded enough. I was sick of kissing that woman's butt. A real man. A man that Gail would be proud of. That Jesus would be proud of. That's what I wanted to be. A real man doesn't play in the park with bitches. Somehow, Jesus would make this right. I walked, my head down, as I slugged my way to my residence at Church of Gail. It seemed to me that Camilla had won again and shredded the last vestiges of my manliness and reduced me to a worm. Brent caught up with me. How'd it go, Matthew? She rang the bell and got me to ejaculate. Oh, heavens. Yeah, I failed. Or I fell. In front of everybody? No, not exactly, I said. It happened when I was running away from her. Oh, so that's why we saw you running down the aisle and then you fell? Yeah. I fell. Or I failed. I understand. That's how I felt when Laurie announced to the world that she gave birth to our child. Brent hung his head in shame. I felt like I failed, Gail. What are we going to do, Brent? We make the best of it. I'm sorry, I said. I can't accept that. So what's the alternative? I don't know, I said. But when I know, I'll let you know. Matthew punched his fist into the wall and left a gaping hole. Sorry, Jesus. But some things are just hard to take. Matthew looked up at the stars. Jesus, why have you allowed the Jesuits to rule the earth? Why? Tell me why. Brent put his arms about me and walked with me towards my room. I saw a tear fall down his face. Please don't be mad at Jesus, Matthew. He'll make it all right. We have to keep on believing. I wailed, and the tears wouldn't stop, I know, Brent. But my whole life, all I wanted was to be a man, a real man, and the Jesuits won't let me. Sometimes I just want to die. I think Jesus is crying right now, Matthew. He's crying for you and for all those who suffer under the Jesuits. When Jesus cries, the world will never be the same. The Jesuits have disgraced Jesus. They are a spear in his side. I think he feels like he's on that cross right now, just for you, Matthew. And he's going to come down and do something for you and for me and for Gail and for all of us who have love in our hearts and must suffer for it. But can we be right and 98% of the world be wrong? If that 98% are Jesuits who spit on love, spit on freedom, spit on honor, then yes, we are the 2% who are right, and God will cheer us on.